6 hours, that's all I've got to build one of the hardest cutting boards I have built. A chest pattern end grain cutting board out of white oak and walnut. I've never made a cutting board out of these woods before, and if I screw up even one cut, the whole thing is gonna go to the fire pile. And it's a gift from my aunt, who I've owed for years. Clock starts now. First up, I'm using these 18-inch long boards of white oak and walnut.
Step one is planing every single piece perfectly flat, and I mean perfectly. If these aren't dead flat now, every joint later will have gaps, and gaps in a cutting board means it falls apart. No pressure. So while I'm getting these ready to get glued up, let me tell you why I'm actually doing this. My aunt is the undisputed queen of gift giving. We're talking sick RC helicopters on Christmas morning when I was a kid. The kind of gifts you remember 20 years later. And now I'm at the age where I should be returning the favor, and I just haven't for years. So this board isn't just a project, it's sort of like a redemption arc. If you've never watched an end grain board get made, stick around because the process is a little bit more complicated than you may think, and also way more satisfying. All right, time for the first glue up. I'm gonna be using Titebond 3, which is waterproof and I think pretty non-negotiable for anything that's gonna touch food, but obviously use any glue that you want. We're going to alternate walnut, oak, starting with walnut and ending with white oak. The important thing is making sure that they alternate with different ends facing up. If this pays off, it'll be incredible. If it doesn't, well, you'll see. Glue them up, clamp them down, and now we wait at least an hour. If you're not racing a 6-hour clock like an idiot, give it 2. Well, the glue sets, I'm going to prep the table saw, setting the fence exactly 1.75 inches from the blade. And don't mess this up. It's important. All right, we have 4 hours and 8 minutes left on the timer. We're going to get these out of the clamps and then start cutting it into the alternating strips. All right, as you just heard in Video Jack say, the glue is cured, and now we're going to slice these blanks into long strips of alternating wood. Each strip gets a quick pass through the planer because they need to be dead flat. We're gonna glue them again. And this is the part that blew my mind when I was doing it. We're gonna start flipping these over and leaving the next one, flipping it, leaving the next one, and this perfect chest pattern will start to appear out of nowhere. If you're new to woodworking, this is one of those moments that makes you fall in love with it. We're gonna Titebond 3 it one more time, clamp it down, and wait a little bit more. All right, we got them all clamped down and drying again. And hey, if you're enjoying this build, please drop a like and subscribe because that helps me out. All right, we are at 57 minutes remaining. I need to get these out of the clamps, do a couple of cuts to clean up the edges on the table saw, add the medallion, sand it, and put some oil on it, and it's done. Clamps are off, and we've got ourselves a rough end grain chest cutting board. The edges get cleaned up on the table saw, but now it's time for my favorite detail, and the thing that's going to make this feel like a real gift and not just another woodworking project, which is the medallion. I'm proud of this thing. I had 25 of them made on Etsy, so I'm going to use them. I'm going to be recessing it with a drill guide and a 1-inch Forstner Bit, then setting it in with 5-minute epoxy. Next, a quick juice groove with the router, which I shouldn't have done quickly because I messed it up. And yeah, there's no hiding that mess up. You'll see it. Also, a slight confession here, the 5-minute epoxy took a lot longer than 5 minutes to fully harden. So yeah, I felt the challenge and I ended up letting it harden overnight, but it still betrayed me and I had to pop the medallion out and replace it with a new one. Oh well. I'm going to round over and use a Roman EG bit on the bottom of the board, and then we are back to sanding. We're going to start at 80 grit and work all the way up to 220, and between every single grit, I'm water popping the surface here just to raise the grain back up and then knock back down. All right, moment of truth. And honestly, I'm nervous. We didn't get it done in 6 hours of work, but let's see if it all comes together. The oil goes on, and yeah, the chest pattern is clean. The walnut and white oak contrast is exactly what I was hoping for. And after years of not sending her gifts, I think this might finally make us even, or at least closer to it. If you want to see more builds like this, subscribe. I've got some bigger projects coming that I think you're going to love. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.